Should I buy a condo or should I buy a house? Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. I am Jeff the Mortgage Pro. Today we're going to be talking about should I buy a condo or should I buy a house? And the question comes up often, especially with first-time home buyers, especially in areas where the population is pretty high because first-time home buyers don't know where they should go. They don't know what they want. So what I always offer people are here are some of the pros and the cons of buying a condo versus buying a house. So let's look at these pros of buying a condo versus buying a house first. And number one is that there's typically more choices when you're trying to buy a condo. The reason being is that single family homes are in demand, especially for young families. So depending on where you're going to try to buy, especially in densely populated areas, a condo may be a really good place to start because there's lots more choices for those. And they typically are a little bit less expensive than a single family home. Number two benefit of, or a pro of buying a condo is that there's a lot less effort to maintain them. And what I mean by that is that you don't have to do really any exterior maintenance. You don't have to keep up the grounds of the property because those things are all taken care of by what's called an HOA, a homeowners association. So you are not responsible for any of that stuff. Some things, even interior, inside your unit that you buy, like the HVAC system, electrical, plumbing, things of that nature, are probably also going to be covered by an HOA. So overall, in general, a lot less maintenance for you typically as a homeowner if you're going to buy a condo versus buying a house. Number three, fancier amenities. Believe it or not, most condos are able to upgrade their amenities that they have inside the units because when they are building these things, they have probably lots of discounts that they're able to get on higher end appliances. So oftentimes you'll see higher end fixtures, appliances, countertops inside of condos because of the bulk discount that they're going to get when they are building in quantity like they do when they build a condo. And then lastly, your homeowner's insurance is typically going to be cheaper when you buy a condo because you're not responsible for anything on the outside. So the only thing that you're responsible for is going to be inside of the property. And those are the things that you're going to have to take care of with your insurance. So it tends to be a lot less than a single family property. All right, so those are some of the positives of buying a condo. Let's look at some of the negatives or the cons of buying a condo versus buying a home. Number one, rules and regulations. This is, I would say, by far the biggest one when you're going to buy a condo because there are so many rules and regulations. If you look at the restrictions and rules and regulations on some of these condo complexes, they're several hundred pages long. So there's lots of restrictions. So if you plan on doing anything, make sure that you check into those rules and regulations and really read them before you actually buy, because once you sign that and you own that condo, you're responsible for knowing what those rules and regulations are. Otherwise, the HOA could come after you if you decided to do something that was not allowed. Number two, con of owning a condo is lack of privacy. You're going to share walls. You may share floors. You may even share a ceiling with other people that live in the same building. So if you like your space, a condo may not be the right choice for you. HOA fees is number three, con. HOA fees are homeowners association fees that you have to pay every single month. And they cover all of those things that we talked about as a positive that you don't have to do. So things like mowing the lawn, keeping up the gardening, painting the outside, keeping up the roof, all those things are associated with the HOA fees. So HOAs are going to take care of that, but you have to pay into that every single month. Whereas if you owned a single family residence, most likely, unless you're in some sort of a public utility development, you won't have to pay those if you have a single family residence. But with condos, absolutely have to pay those. Number four, HOAs are prone to litigation. And what does that mean? It means that you have to typically qualify better to be able to get a mortgage loan. And by better, I mean more down payment, higher credit scores to get even the most optimal rates on buying a condo. And they're not even going to be compared to what they are in a single family. They may be just a little bit bit higher because there's more risk. Somebody could trip and fall on a condo property and break their leg and then sue the HOA, and that HOA is now under litigation. That becomes what's called non-warrantable. That means it's really non-lendable for the most part in some instances. There could also be other different types of litigation. So, maybe there's a builder defect that the HOA is suing the builder for. Those things are going to be wrapped up for a long time in litigation, and those are even harder to lend on. So HOAs are prone to litigation, which means that sometimes they're going to be harder to qualify for. And then lastly, number 5, condos sometimes have resale issues. So depending on what the market is, depending on where you're buying a condo, always just kind of check with your real estate agent to make sure that this is a condo that may be able to be sold. And, again, going back to the litigation thing, if you get into litigation, it may be even really, really hard to sell. But maybe you are buying a condo, depends on what your reasons are, and you want to move on at some point. Maybe you just rent that condo after you leave and you're ready to go somewhere else. But definitely condos are sometimes have resale issues, but not always. So hopefully you enjoyed this show today. Today we talked about the pros and the cons of buying a condo. Make sure you know what's right for you. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me, and look forward to seeing you on the next show. Have a great day.